You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. Let's go. Standing my ground, I can't mess around now. It's like my time is in a bottle, captured by your love, yeah. Now I know women's got this thing going on. We can't stay around so long, but I wanna come correct. Baby, get your foot off my neck. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. Understand clearly, yeah, that you wanna be free. It's the time that you spend making me think within. Is the trust still beginning? Fade away from beginning of the day. I can see you trembling times, and I can see you wondering mine. Is it me considered? Shoot us with it. See, you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. And it's so clear to see, baby, that you wanna be free. You don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind thee. It's so clear to see, that you wanna be free, yeah. I'm just trying to be the best I can. You can call me the troubling man. Matter of fact, I'm from the side of the street. Baby girl, you're calling on me at the time that I feel your presence around me. Something that I can't let go. It's your time and everything around me there. I just wanna hold on, but you don't have to find me. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see that you wanna be free. I just wanna come correct best I can. Baby, get your foot on my neck. And just before you just leave, baby, I've been trying to tell you I can't breathe. You don't have to find me, baby, baby. I'm walking right behind you. It's so clear to see, yeah, that you want free. Damn pressure, baby. I just want
Kris the Critic Relationship Hour with Gina B. Why you are not married. Number one, you ain't all that. I know that's hard for y'all to swallow. I don't look as good as my 22-year-old self. People need to realize that. You just ain't all that. And I get it. I got this master's degree. I went to this school, that school. I worked hard for this job, for this house. And then she over there got that man, and you don't have one. Men are very simple creatures. So, ladies, for you very accomplished ladies, I got some advice for them.
What's that?
I always say it like this. You can write this one down. Be a kitten, not a cat. What does that mean, Kris?
What does that mean?
You ever played with a kitten? It's real friendly. It almost acts like a puppy. And you want to play with it. You want to look at the little kitty. It just makes you feel good. Now, have you ever seen an adult cat? When it feels like it, it might rub against your leg and move away. But is that men like kittens?
Kittens will play with anybody. A cat is particular.
Listen, what did we learn? Men are very simple creatures.
Right.
You can fool us. We want you to laugh at our dumb jokes. So all you super smart women out there, you good looking women, you see a guy you like, you guys do make it out on a date, he actually pays for the date. When you're actually with that person, the dialogue is happening, the dinner is happening, you say, okay, this might work, this might work. It would help if you act a little blind.
Oh my God, Becky.
I mean, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I mean, be nice to
So
him.
you
You hear the worst joke ever, but But if you sort of like them, laugh at it. There you go. Hey, it's a lot of married women out there. If we got any married women chiming in,
Look, maybe
if I'm telling a lie,
that one's a fake laugh.
let me know. Right.
What you're saying is that we should cater to the male ego, and that's what's ultimately going to get us married.
I'm first saying recognize that I think some of us, more women than men, look in the mirror. You ever seen a little lion look in the mirror and see somebody real big? They see somebody a little more fine than what they are. And I'm not calling anybody ugly, so I'm not here to bash anybody.
Let's look at Middle America, okay? Middle America is not attractive.
They're not?
Middle America is largely married.
Okay, I think we're on the same page then. People sort of, we get stuck to reality shows sometime and think we're supposed to have, I got a degree in a house, so I'm supposed to have Idris Elba or his twin.
Well, I mean, have you noticed, okay, so you remember your friends from high school, right? And you remember how they had all of these qualifications for, if she's going to lock me down, she got to be this, that. She's got to have an ass like bam.
That's all we really looked at. Stop right there. You had me at. That's really, what are men? Simple creatures. We want to be fed. We want you to laugh at us, give us some, and that's it. Together.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and I look across the water and I think of all the things, what you're doing, and in my head I paint a picture. Well, since I've come home, well, my body's been a mess, and I miss your ginger hair and the way you like to dress. But won't you come on over? Stop making a fool out of me. Why don't you come on over, Valerie? Valerie. Did you have to go to jail? Put your house on up for sale. Did you get a good lawyer? I hope you didn't catch a tan. I hope you find the right man who'll fix it for you.
What's going on, people? Happy Tuesday. Happy February 11th. How to spice up your Valentine's Day. I'm Kris the Critic. This is Gina B. And we're the Kris and Gina Relationship Show, people. So every week, 7 p.m. Tuesdays, we talk about marriage, sex, money,
all that,
dating, any and everything in between. But since we have Valentine's Day coming up, we thought we'd talk about how to spice it up. But before we get into that,
what's the day?
I would like to let you know what day it is. And I'm a little hoarse, people, but I'm going to make it happen. You almost had a substitute in here today.
You good.
Well, if you watched the Super Bowl, I initially was rooting on the team that hit red and white. There was a lot of alcohol involved. Hence, I'm a little hoarse today.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We even had Super Bowl at the restaurant. I forgot.
That was a beat down.
It was a beat down. It was a... Wow.
Shout out to the Eagles, though. They're awesome.
Taylor Swift didn't help that night.
She didn't help at all.
No. She got booed, too.
Did she?
Yeah. I don't follow that shit. But anyway.
So it's National Guitar Day.
Oh. Okay.
I bought one of my daughters a guitar. We have a guitar.
Today?
No, but she got one over Christmas. Haven't signed up for lessons yet, but I'm going to do that. Hopefully she's not watching. She should be
get
watching.
Her fingers tough.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's on her. She's right-handed.
She's left-handed.
She's left-handed? Is she going to flip it?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know anything about it. I just bought it.
Okay.
It looks cool to wear. It's National Shut-In Visitation Day. If you know anybody that's shut in, go see them.
Please go
Him
see
or her.
them.
It's cold out. Any of the elderly, go check them out. It's National White Shirt and White T-Shirt Day. Glad they don't know about that in Chicago. It's too cold out now.
It is. This is not T-shirt weather.
It's
not by itself.
No, not at all. It's National Peppermint Patty Day.
I love peppermint patties.
And it's
Some of my favorite
Safer
candies.
Internet Day, whatever the hell that is.
That means do not let your children have unfettered access to the internet by themselves.
Got it.
Like always be supervising.
I got it.
That's what I say. So that's how I'm interpreting this.
So, yeah,
So-
I get it. So here's the day. Today is for, who do we say it's for? It's for singles. It's for couples, right?
It's for everybody, but
It's for people in situations.
situationships.
And for the people where it's complicated, as Gina B like to say. So,
Well, let me just start with saying something. All right,
Yeah,
if
do it.
you are going through life referring to February 14th as Valentine's Day,
yeah,
you're going out of this world backward. So
that's hilarious.
it's Valentine's Day with men.
Apostrophe yes.
Valentine's Day, okay? If I hear you say Valentine's Day, that is license for me to throat punch you.
As a matter of fact, if anyone thought that's what it was,
All I'm
just
saying.
chime in so I can start talking about
And
it. now.
please, yeah, please chime in because I just can't.
So let's get some working definitions, right? If you're a couple, which means it's two of you, you're in a committed relationship, you're married, you're a monogamous boyfriend, girlfriend thing, or you're engaged, right? That's couples.
Right. Couple.
Singles. We got some stuff for you too, because it might not be your favorite day. Some people hate Valentine's Day, right?
Well, you can flip it.
We got something for them. We got something for
We
them.
do.
Situationships again. You are not yet a couple, but you have more than a friendship. Now,
Which means that you might celebrate on the 13th or the 15th.
right now, it's complicated, people.
Again, the 13th or the 15th.
There's some lack of clarity in this relationship. Should you even be in a relationship?
Are you really in?
Are one of you or both of you in another relationship? There's a bunch of gray areas,
Do
and
you
it's complicated.
think you're in a relationship, but you're getting every sign that you're not in a
Wow.
relationship?
Correct.
That's a big one.
So that's who we got it for. So
Yeah, it's for everybody basically.
and one of the before Gina B starts going through a thing.
I have a thing to go through.
This is an important topic. I know it's Valentine's Day. You're like, bah humbug. I guess that's Christmas. It's Valentine's Day, but people get bored in relationships. And when people get bored, they tend to wander. They tend to cheat. But
Some people cheat when they're not even bored,
Well,
to be clear. But
a lot of boredom, anger, sexual desire, commitment issues. But boredom's up there. And Valentine's Day is a day to right the ship. To add a little spark early in the year. It's 42nd day of the year. Add a little spark.
and the thing
To your life.
the thing to know is that we're coming at you on February 11th, okay?
True.
Now, even if you haven't thought of Valentine's Day,
There's time.
Amazon, who we don't like, but we do like them for this reason, you can get anything you want by February 13th, and you can salvage the day if
Really?
you have not been thoughtful enough to procure some sort of gift. And you can, Costco, by the way, has great flowers. So
Costco has great everything.
hurry on down to Costco and get those roses. Like, don't show up short, pardon the pun, on Valentine's Day.
Get some help.
I have
We'll
a lot
talk
of-
about you guys too.
I have a-
We'll talk.
I'm lecturing to everybody
I got
today.
something for the short guys too.
I'm channeling my father today because I'm lecturing.
Oh yeah. Condolences, everybody. We talked about it last week. Gina B's dad passed away. Awesome man. He was 98 years young. He was in the music industry, and to hear some of the names that he influenced, you should be smiling on the inside. Because again, we won't get into that, but condolences to Gina B's dad. So, I got a couple things. I got a couple notes.
Yes,
wanna
yes. No,
so,
get that party started.
so-
Because we're talking about,
Gina B said this. Look, if you do anything else, plan it. Doesn't have to be huge. Doesn't have to be expensive. I got a couple of ideas here, but you got to plan something. Now, Gina B, when does Valentine's Day begin? Even when you celebrate?
It begins in the morning.
Hear that, fellas?
In the morning, and it can even begin at midnight the night before, if we're going like that. Because keep in mind, everyone, foreplay begins in the morning.
Even if it's a new relationship and you're not getting any at the end of the night, excuse me, at least you'll have a great time. Everybody will be in the mood, right?
You can leave little notes. I mean, you can make this fun. Like everybody, you know, people think, oh, what do I have to do?
Oh no, it's good.
They treat it as a chore, as rather than something fun. Like leave little cute notes around. For men, do this. Women are good at that. Men, not so much. Men, you can leave cute notes for your baby for Valentine's Day.
We are not good at notes, but we are good at Valentine's Day because we actually do most of the stuff.
Well, you should.
Why?
Because it's
you don't do anything for your beau, your
course
hubby?
I do.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that men, you know, we are used to being more cutesy.
You're used to sitting around receiving.
That's not accurate. Women are more prone to do things like, let's leave a cute note. Let's do something sweet. Let's, you know.
You think you guys are as romantic as men?
Yeah.
You do? Mm-hmm. Reese, super producer Reese, notice this. Sidebar. People out there, I'm talking to the young man who's our producer. Men are way more romantic than women. I've never seen a woman shop for a ring. Women don't buy near as many flowers.
You shop for one thing.
I'm just saying, we plan dates. We take you all out to dinner. You eat dinner.
And you pick some roses.
We do everything.
You do everything?
If you
do the day-to-day things.
You start dating a guy, and it's early on, who's taking who out?
Okay, but that doesn't classify as you do everything.
Okay,
so
anyway.
You're naming the milestone activities. We get flowers. How many times a year does that happen? We shop for a ring. That should only happen one time in your life.
Okay, back to it.
Let's not get crazy.
I will say, gentlemen and ladies, think of the 5 senses as you're planning things, right? We enjoy things all of taste, smell, right?
Smell good.
Look, or just, candles, anything, smell. Just touch
sure you
all
smell
the
like that.
senses on Valentine's
You all
Day.
smell a little tart.
Sight, hearing, good music. So you got some ideas, or you want me to start? I got
Go ahead, you start.
You sure?
Yeah, go ahead and start.
All right, so we talked about the planning, right? First, and this is for anyone, a spa day, right? Especially for those in a situationship, right?
Why especially?
Well, because they can't really be out. A lot of those people.
They can't be out in public.
It's complicated, folks. They can't be out in public.
Put that bitch in the spa.
So if you guys got a nice little couple massage. Look, most of the time y'all together anyway. It's on some old covert mission, private, enter in separately. So this is a way.
Teaching people how to have side piece Valentine's Day.
I'm sorry. I told you it was for everybody.
It is,
but it's also good for couples, for married folk, because married folks things can get, they can get like that, and this is different.
But see, for situationships, and we've all had them, right? Like
you've had a situationship.
Absolutely. So
wait, Reese, I get that. Would you have ever thought it?
Why is this rattling?
Who are you, by the way? Who are you?
Anyway, you know who I am. But situationships, it could be a situation where you need to agree on what Valentine's Day means to you, if anything.
Right.
Because neither one of you might think that you need to be celebrating love.
True.
So it might be that, all right, we're in a situationship, nobody's here in a relationship. We don't want to do anything that's too heavy because we don't want to give the wrong impression. So I think if you're in a situationship, you need to make sure that that conversation is had so that everyone's expectations are met.
Okay.
Because if you don't have expectations, then for God's sake, don't create them.
True.
You know what I mean?
But you got to respect the situationship.
Well, that's why you have to have a conversation.
Right. Shout out to Tamika Johnson. She said side chick Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But Valentine's Day this year falls on what?
Friday.
Friday?
Think so.
Is it Friday? Check that.
Well, today's the 11th, right? Which is Tuesday. 12th, 13th, 14th. Oh, Friday. Wait. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 14th. Oh, Friday.
For all you players out there, that's a tough day. Because it's a weekend.
It's a weekend, baby.
Now, if it was on like a Wednesday, I got to work. I got to get up early. You can do it late. But sorry about that. I didn't do it. So we talked about a spa day. That's always a good thing. Everyone runs a Valentine's Day special for a couples massage. If you're balling on a budget, you can do an in-home, in-apartment, a really awesome Valentine's Day.
You can.
You can, because
Cook a meal.
making a meal, and this takes some planning, is a lot cheaper than actually going out to some, $200 a plate restaurant.
The only thing that's nice about, so making a meal is great, right?
You can decorate for, we talked about sight.
My now husband did this. He had rose petals everywhere. He made this really, but then the only thing about it, this is years and years ago. We were just dating at the time, so he was he had a point to prove, right? I haven't seen that activity since. But the only thing about making the meal is that someone's got to clean up after the meal.
Oh, you're thinking about all that.
Well, but that throws a wrench in your
That's something you can do together.
On Valentine's Day?
If I promise you.
I don't want to clean a goddamn thing.
If someone's gone through the effort of rose petals, it's only two people.
No, I get it, but it's just
I think you're bringing in problems
disrupts the flow.
Just throw those dishes
of the Valentine's.
Who's got to
Day.
clean up right now? If I'm getting some, I'm not cleaning up right now.
Yeah, but
those dishes will be there.
Like it's not a beautiful thing. I'm just saying.
So, and again,
it's up to you.
Your guy did rose petals because he's a baller. If you're a younger couple or you're balling on a budget, I'm not saying get a bunch of them, but a few balloons here and there. You got to do something.
You got to do something.
You have to appeal to all five senses.
It's
Fellas,
about the effort.
I'm telling you, appeal to all five senses. Candles, when they come inexpensive. Yep. Again, we're talking about anybody chiming in, an in-house Valentine's. Candles, obviously, you're going to smell good. Mm-hmm. You can do a specialty drink if you know what him or her likes.
Yes.
You can have those specialty drinks ready. Right now, they have these. My oldest daughter bought me a cocktail smoker, so you can.
Oh, that's nice.
You can do a lot of that.
See, Chancey's got a good idea. Chancey Brewer, she says that you can order food and pick it up from a restaurant and plate it at home. That's good.
That's awesome.
That is awesome because you don't have pots and pans. All you have are plates, and that you rinse those, put them out.
I always have the idea, though. You see a guy on the movie, and the girl gets over, and he's like, cooking and seasoning, but you could put it in something.
No one thinks that through.
No.
Anyway,
yeah, nobody does.
Yeah, nobody.
It looks good in the movies, though.
It does. I mean, you got to avoid thinking that. Anyway, things in movies should be happening.
Those are my in-home ones. I have a few. What do you call those places? Places if you are in the Chicagoland area. Here's some ideas. And in your city, you can do these too. If you are a wine drinker, or if she is a wine drinker, they have places that have wine specials.
Right.
Are you guys doing something?
Gina
B is a restaurant owner, by the way. If you haven't gone in, quick plug, please.
We're doing a slow jam night at Wax Vinyl Bar at 1549 West Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would, again, you can do, depending on the time of day, you go a happy hour. Well, fellas, again, trying to be mindful of your money. They do have appetizer specials, but there are places that have half off wine. For instance, if you're in Chicago, I'm giving away some free plugs. These people did not pay us. The bartenders at Estelles, 2013 West North Avenue, not far from you. Mm-hmm. They're doing half off wine. So if it's normally $14 or $13, it's $6.50, and the bartenders are just ready to talk to you. So if you're single, you can go there too, and the bartenders will talk, and you can drink for cheap.
Right.
Or you can take somebody there.
Yeah, you can do that. I mean, there are a lot of deals, a lot of specials that you can take advantage
absolutely.
of.
I got a couple
Just make
there.
sure that it's the environment that you want.
Correct.
If you're looking for romantic, make sure that what you're going for is, a romantic environment. If you've got to plan it out correctly.
Yeah, and again, it doesn't have to be a lot.
Look at Lee chiming in. Slow Jams and Steppers music by DJ INC and Lee Farmer on Valentine's Day.
Could you let folks who've just tuned in who Lee Farmer is?
Oh, that's my husband.
So Gina B is married to Lee Farmer. I don't know what title does he go by. He's really, I don't even
title.
Music man extraordinaire, whether it's sound and lighting or DJing itself.
He's watching.
I don't even know
what do you
exactly
call yourself, honey?
Everything music. So if he posts something up there, think about it.
Yeah.
And could you plug your place again? You have a whole
Wax Vinyl Bar. It's right there in the comments. Wax
All right,
Vinyl
I'll do
Bar,
it for her.
1549 West Chicago Avenue. Vinyl Bar.
Gina B and her husband, I won't give his government name out here. They own an awesome. It's a place, if you bring somebody in that's never been there, it's someplace maybe they haven't been, they haven't seen it. It looks awesome. They play live vinyl. It's 1549, right?
1549.
West Chicago
Avenue. That's right.
Check it out. It's called Wax Vinyl Bar. Type it in, look it up, search it up. You can see some awesome pictures of it. Yeah. That's how you got to do it. I'd be doing that every week.
Don't I do that every week?
No.
I thought I did that every week. Oh, I thought I did.
I got you, though.
I will do that every week. Chris,
so, speaking of, I wouldn't call that it's like a restaurant, but in addition to restaurants, if you got a woman or a guy, and they're huge sports fans, there are plenty of sports bars in the Chicagoland area that are showing your favorite, NBA action that night.
Right.
If you're into, now I worked for y'all on this. Mm-hmm. This is for my Chicago folks, but trust me, there's something in your neck of the woods with this. There's an art fair. They call it like Lovers Market Art Fair.
Oh.
So it's crafts, it's jewelry, it's inexpensive. Anytime you want to get something that's in it, that handcrafted stuff costs way less.
Oh, it does.
And it's some good stuff. And these are local people.
Exactly. It's nice because you're patronizing small businesses. Yeah. It's all nice.
And that is 1910 North Milwaukee Avenue. Gina B, I got one more.
What you got?
But I want you to look at that question.
Oh, from Andrew Ryle?
Michael.
Oh, Michael.
No. Yeah, Andrew. Correct.
Drew. We know Drew.
Could you read the question out loud, please?
The question is, what's a good amount to spend on a Valentine's date?
So you think about that.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get this last one.
Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
I got some ideas.
Okay.
Here's an awesome one. Actually, I was going to save it to the end of the show. It's so good. Sound like that guy in office. It's so good. I promise you. It's so good. So good. Put up his small finger. It's so good. Anyway, there's a place in Chicago called Ballroom College Dance.
Oh.
4011 North Ravenswood. You can learn salsa. You can learn the tango all in one day. One starts like 5:15, 6:15. Ballroom dancing, and the last one is the rumba. And if you're early in a relationship or spicing up a relationship, I think people doing things that they aren't that comfortable with is good. Like, you don't want to take her bowling if you're like a bowling expert.
Right.
And she's watching you bowl all these strikes and she can't keep the ball in the middle of the lane. But
yeah, you got to keep in mind that the activities that your significant other enjoys doing.
Yeah, but something new is,
that's really super important. I mean, something new is fun. And, if she or he, whatever I tell you what, that's the lens through which you look at gifts too.
Right. I'm a horrible gift giver.
Are you?
My wife is awesome. I am a horrible gift giver.
Why?
I'll say this. I don't know if she's watching. I saw her name earlier. She stunted my gift giving.
Uh-huh.
So I used to be this guy. We first started dating. I listen out. What do they like? She mentioned before. I won't tell you how old we are, but they didn't have cameras on phones. Anyway, she wanted a little digital camera. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. A little digital. Uh-huh.
I bought people. I was listening. She may have mentioned it once for a millisecond. I got like a $500-600 camera.
You went crazy.
It was awesome. She gets it and says,
how much money did you spend?
I kind of wanted a Sony. Since then, I'm like, well, what do you want for Christmas?
Right,
and for everybody else, I just give her the money. She does whatever she does for everybody.
Oh.
That's I've been stunted. I used to be, See, that hurt me. Matter of fact, I'm kind of triggered right now.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
You have to manage your own triggers. Okay. But the gifts should be, you were on the right path. I mean, you were on the right path. Something that someone loves. It doesn't have to be big, but they hadn't thought about or wouldn't buy for themselves for whatever reason. And I'll tell you what, I've given my now husband the most unromantic gifts that he's absolutely loved. I think the first Valentine's Day that we were together, I gave him an external hard drive, and you would have thought, because that's what he wanted. Like he kept talking about it.
He's that type of guy, though.
And
he stores a lot of
you would
data.
have thought I'd given him. I mean, he was so excited about it. Like he was like, "Oh my God, thank you so much! The best gift ever." I was like,
he's probably never received it.
Yet I felt very unsexy buying it.
Well, you're thinking who you're buying it for, so that was a good gift.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's about him. Gifts are not about you.
Right.
You, the giver.
So
gifts are about the recipient.
Is that Gene Holland? What? Hey, Miss Holland, how you doing? So if my wife is watching, I'm not a fancy person, right?
Right.
I always want socks, ties, or cologne. Don't even change it. That's me. All right, so.
Socks, ties, and cologne, that's it?
Yeah. So we had a question on.
Okay, how much?
How much did you pay on Valentine's Day? Awesome question. And I always let folks know it depends where you are in the relationship.
And in life.
So you got to be a great gift. It should be like, a life insurance policy. It's for someone else, but it shouldn't hurt you.
Right.
Right? Former
don't
insurance agent.
I think always with gifts, don't spend an amount of money that you'll be mad about spending later.
Absolutely.
Like, so and that covers all budgets, right? If you're in a place where $50 is going to break you, then don't spend that. If you're in a place where $200 is going to break you, don't spend. I mean, like, it's just, you want to feel good about what you've given, and you want to feel like it didn't put you in a hardship.
Right. So, to that point, and we talked about using the 5 senses on Valentine's Day. You want to appeal, I like to appeal there. Whether you get candles and they walk in a place like, oh man, what's that? You set a different mood. You change the lighting. You change the light bulb color. Your site's different. You got music playing. You guys don't normally view music. It doesn't cost a lot to create a mood, right?
Right.
And I thought that was an awesome thing earlier. We were talking about the show today, and she mentioned that it starts early in the day. Those notes, whether looking forward to whatever, or if you're a little more, freakier couple, I don't know where your messages go. You can that's arranged.
Whatever. Just operate at your level.
Exactly. And if you're a younger, starting to date person, or you're on a budget, you can decorate places. I mean, you can walk into a dollar store.
You can. I mean, dollar store actually, like you. Can
for decorations would be awesome,
right? Because nobody knows where your
believe it or not,
tea
people,
candles come from.
It actually shows better sometimes because you get more stuff. Anywho.
Be resourceful.
But
people like resourceful.
They do. But I will say this, fellas, if you are at the I'm impressing this person stage, like sort of early on, and you're not balling on a budget, obviously. You should have made reservations by now.
You should have.
Because.
For sure. Because.
Or the further out you're going to have to drive.
Well,
you can find spots, you just got to go farther.
Other thing that a lot of people don't think about is be careful of the food you select.
Because you are a restaurateur, I think I know where you're going. Tell them why.
Maybe Mexican's not a good idea, is my point. I love Mexican food, so before anybody gets
I was going to say, what are you doing here? Getting us canceled?
No, but I'm saying that, like, if you want action later, don't go to a restaurant where someone is going to have an intestinal issue. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I thought you were going to say?
What?
Don't order, like, I don't know, steak from
lobster, yeah.
Exactly. Don't order from a place that never sells seafood. Don't order seafood.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, that's given.
That's
right?
what I thought.
You don't know how to do that. No, I'm saying that be cautious. Like, maybe don't be too adventurous. Because if go Italian. Italian is one of the most, like, benign foods you can eat.
Right.
And you don't hear anybody, like, coming back from an Italian restaurant thinking, oh, God, would be in the bathroom for 2 hours. You know what I mean? Like, you don't hear that, right?
Hilarious.
Like, and people generally know they're not allergic to it. Like, don't go and do anything crazy if you think that maybe there's some action forthcoming later.
Right.
That's my point.
Again, I stated.
You like that one, Drew?
I stated this at the beginning, but a lot of folks, I've been married now 16 plus years. We're traveling this Valentine's Day. But for those who don't do a lot, it is a good time to do something. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be all this stuff like this. If you're a couple and you're normally in all the time and there's a sports bar down the street, go to the sports bar.
Right.
Just eat dinner there and watch TV and go back home.
Yeah, you could do that.
It puts you in a different mood.
It does. I mean, just like there's a cute way to do everything. Here's another thing that I will caution against. A couple of glasses of champagne is okay.
Right.
If neither of you are champagne drinkers, maybe not a bottle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because overconsumption is a recipe for disaster. Like, everybody's like, oh, well, it's Valentine's Day. I'm going to get 3 of these. But no. Especially if I'm setting you up for success right now. Especially if later
Yeah, fellas,
You're
you
trying
don't
to get it in.
Fellas, you want a little tipsy, but you don't want to catch a case.
No, you do not want to catch a case.
Do you remember back being in college when you guys would go out drinking, and all of a sudden my buddies and I laughing, and somebody just be either they'll fall out or their person will fall out like nothing ever anyway. Just don't drink too much. Bad things happen.
They do. And someone asked, Drew asked where mine and Lee's first Valentine's Day date was. I think it was at home.
Really?
I think so.
Do you have a memorable Valentine's? I have one.
Well, the one
that
I'll
share.
The one that he made the meal for me, because he doesn't really cook that much for me.
Is this your husband or
yes,
like
my
way
husband.
back?
No, my husband.
Okay.
I really never had great Valentine's Day because I wasn't a person who, I didn't have a lot of relationships around Valentine's Day. Like, I was in few relationships during, I'm trying to think.
I've been celebrating Valentine's Day since 7th grade.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
There was all bit. I mean, boys, dude, if you got a girl you like, because you know somebody's showing up with something. I was showing up with a Snickers. That might have been my first. I mean, who doesn't love a fucking Snickers? It's a Snickers. But the best thing, I'm not gonna say the best. It was actually the goofiest. So, guy, I played. You're gonna like this one. Mm-hmm. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I played the alto saxophone. Now, they didn't start me off on the clarinet, which they tried. But my uncle, who played the saxophone, my mother says, I'm not buying a clarinet. You got one in the closet. We're going to use that because your uncle had it. So, fast forward to my junior year in high school. I like this girl, right? As I got Valentine's Day planned, so I was going to play a song. I could drive. We were going to a restaurant. I was picking her up. I'm like, I'm going to play a song in your living room before we go. It sounded so much better, this song, in my house. I hadn't played in 3 years. I wasn't like the guys you see playing. It was da 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 da. But I wasn't playing that.
Mary Had a Little
No,
Lamb?
I tried to play a song like that was on the radio, like Billy Ocean. I can't remember who it was.
Billy Ocean.
I don't remember but
You get into my car.
I will say it sounded horrible. I was in bed. However, I think her parents were in the other room, and she liked the effort, and they were all like clapping, and it was a great day.
Okay. That's
I'm not going to say what
That's
their
cute.
parents could be watching. I'm not going to say what happened after.
Well,
It was a great date. Anyway, that was the most embarrassing one, but it turned out to be pretty good. But I was just saying, people do, I think guys, for the most part, at some point, have planned, something, a gift.
Yeah, they usually do, but I tell you what, I don't have that many that have been so memorable.
My mother, I hope she's not watching. My mother used to, her and a lady across the street, to make money on the side, this Jewish guy, they would sell them purses, and they would resell them. So my mother and this lady were like, well, he goes to New York and we can go to New York. So they would fly to New York and come back with all this stuff. Because the Jewish guy, Jerry, would show up in our living room. My father like, what the hell's going on? He like garbage bags full of purses. I gave out purses for the next 10 years. Girls would be like,
What'd you get a
15,
purse
like,
for?
got you a whole purse. But guys are always, now we always look for a deal.
It's like, who gave me
We
a
always look for a
purse?
deal, but that's how you do it. You got to be creative. I think on Valentine's Day, it sets you apart. I would say even later in life, it sets you apart because, think about it. You're a woman or a man. You've been, let's say we're over 40. You've seen pretty much a lot of the same. I think you'd be better off being creative, and you don't have to spend a lot, but I think it goes a long way.
Right.
So that's just food for thought.
I mean, it can go along. Yeah, you should be creative. And okay, so I'm gonna bring up Nate Turner has a point here,
Right.
Which is if you treat your mate like a queen all the time, every day is Valentine's Day. My fiance enjoys my love every day and not just on one day. There's some game for the men out there. Well, that's not Nate. Okay, you know what?
Well, Nate, that's awesome, but I'm not that great every day.
That's not.
I'm just not. I'm not that great every day.
But also, a lot of men think that, no, we still enjoy a special, designation on Valentine's Day. Like, the men that I don't like are the ones that say things.
I don't celebrate Christmas. We buy gifts all during the year. Well, I don't do Christmas. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Nobody.
And, Drew, are Valentine cards still relevant? Well, sure. If you take the time to pick out a really cute card, that's nice. And if it has a good sentiment, that's nice.
Yeah.
It
wouldn't make
depends
a
on
card.
who you're with.
Right.
Like, my husband is not a card. I've never received a card ever in the course of our relationship from my husband. He is not the person that is going to go, A, to a store to pick one out, and B, stand there for any period of time to figure out, like, what the sentiment should be.
I was about to tell your husband what I wanted for Valentine's Day. I'm like, because he's a music guy.
Yeah.
So way back when, a buddy of mine, I don't know where we got it. We weren't the first to do it. We would make girls where you could download songs. Remember you could steal music on Napster? Mm-hmm. I'm not confessing to a crime. However, I know people who did this. Uh-huh. We put together like a slow song playlist on a CD and give it to her.
Yeah, like
you knew her favorite songs.
Mixtape.
Yeah. But it would be
mixed CD.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty.
I mean, that's cute.
Again, we're appeal to all the senses, fellas and ladies. I shouldn't say that because a lot of ladies like to do creative stuff too. You know,
make your own personal card and customize it. And that evokes kind of memories of when you're like little.
Yeah, if you're an artist, but if you do anything like me, do not do that. Everybody in my family can like draw. They were sitting around the table one day, and me, I literally had a stick figure. Like that was mine. They're like, everybody's drawing themselves.
And they've got like really beautiful portraits.
They're sketching each other. Right. I'm like, no, I don't do all that.
Yeah, it's not happening, right?
And that isn't even. I guess it's a good stick figure. Now, I will say, quick. Let me talk to my singles for a minute. Mm-hmm. Some singles I mentioned this hate Valentine's Day.
Yes.
There's a day on the 13th designated for just friends. So if you don't want to be in public because it's just bah humbug, I hate all these couples, I want to throw a drink on everybody. Is it pronounced? How do you pronounce that?
Galentine's Day.
Galentine's Day with a G.
With a G. Because I know somebody who just, as a matter of fact, last weekend was telling me that she had a Galentine's Day party at her house and it was fun. They just kind of sat around and probably talked about the men that they like, men they don't like, or not, or they celebrate themselves, but generally it's probably talking about the men that they
or women. There are guys who probably don't have a special somebody. I just think it's a good way to enjoy yourself, right? Because sometimes think about Christmas, how people get depressed. Maybe loved ones have passed away. A spouse or somebody's passed. Everybody's got friends.
This is true.
So Galentine's Day on the 13th, even if you're not seeing anyone,
or whatever day you want to do it.
Well, Galentine's Day is on the 13th.
Is that legit on the 13th?
It's legit.
Because I thought Galentine's Day could be any day.
Only 7,200 people know about it in the United States, but it's a day.
I thought it was a day that you could customize. Like maybe on Valentine's Day you do Galentine's Day.
Right.
Like there's nothing precluding you from a Galentine's Day celebration on any day.
No,
in the vicinity.
We got about 10, 15 minutes. I want to delve into other areas of Valentine's Day. All right, now.
The sensual areas of Valentine's Day.
I need some more apple juice if you don't mind.
Apple juice? Okay.
Just a little bit there. So, again, we got people in different stages of relationships, right? It's new, it's fun, it's, all that intimacy. You guys are still showing off doing tricks, right? Mm-hmm. You all got tricks, right? No. But then, you've been in this a while. I'm not saying y'all still not, but it can get a little, you might want to spice it up every now and then. Valentine's Day is an ideal time to try some things out. And you have to step out of your comfort zone, ladies and gentlemen. So I got that way anyway. Right?
You maybe try some Blue Chew. You ever seen those commercials?
Is this something we can say on air?
Yeah.
What is Blue Chew?
So this is interesting. I was watching some commercial. I don't know. I don't usually watch commercials. They get on my nerves. Anyway, so there was this commercial and it was like Blue Chew. And you see people in the club and they're popping a Blue Chew. And all they said was Blue Chew. That was it. BlueChew.com. And it turns out it's performance enhancing.
Oh.
And so.
Yeah, get you some Blue Chew.
I don't know whether it's. I think that
Chewable
they were
Viagra?
both. Maybe I think that there were both men and women using Blue Chew. Whatever it is. I went online and I was like, what is this? Which is exactly, I mean, I fell into the trap, right? I'm like, Blue Chew, what is that? That's what it is. So I'm not sure if it's something that maybe you don't need a prescription for it or whatever. But
fellas,
if you need it, Blue Chew.
Fellas, I don't know what everybody's health status is. But if you have high blood pressure, diabetic, maybe a little long in the tooth, getting up there, if you got a lot of fat around the middle, or, maybe your testosterone level's low, I'm telling you, go get you something, because it's Valentine's Day, and you got to spice it up. Put the pride away. You know where you're at. Put the pride away, fellas. Go get one of those little blue pills if you need that. Ladies, I'm not letting y'all off either.
Nate Turner's like anal, something new.
There you go. But before that, great segue. Ladies, let me get to the ladies. You know where y'all at.
Where are we going with this?
I'm going. Maybe it's not maybe a little lubrication might be needed somewhere. I'm just saying, maybe a trip to the sex store. I mean, there's a little box people got in their room. I'm saying,
Blue Chew,
anal, Nate Turner, all of that.
I mean, if that's what you want to do.
Ear, whatever, what your thing.
Okay.
You never know what people are into. It's Valentine's Day.
Chicken?
No hose off limits.
Just bring in the livestock while you're at it.
So
bring in the roosters. No.
But I'm saying, it's safe to say, it's worth a trip to your local or not so local, you don't want to be around your house, novelty store. No?
I mean, you could be around your house if it's there.
There used to be an adult store in Hyde Park here in Chicago.
There was?
I'm almost sure, because I remember dipping in there.
Really?
Where
was it?
Maybe it was somebody's house. Maybe it was
somebody's house.
I knew some seedy spots.
I knew some people that sold
I knew some seedy spots in my youth. But I think that was a store. Because I remember being in, I had to be in here in and out. I wanted to see if I'd be going in. Anyway, now at this age,
I don't know, but there's plenty of them if you want to look into them. You have a couple of days. Okay?
Now,
a couple of days.
I don't know what type of spouses you all have. Some of you got more conservative spouses or girlfriends or complicated relationship people. And some of you have people who on the other end, that you never know how you can excite them enough. If you're going to get a toy or toys or something, I try to ask around, if you were to do X, Y, and Z and you know they have it, what would you be leaning towards? And I would go from there.
Yeah, don't just go and get,
the fellas,
the floor mounted.
Fellas, if a woman says that to you, don't say you and your sister. What? Don't do that. I'm just saying.
Oh my God.
You never know it's Valentine's Day.
Wait, Nate's like, Kris about to have dudes having strokes on the 14th.
What? Right. Know your health, gentlemen.
Know that.
Quick call to your doctor. Make sure.
and to be clear, if you take one performance-enhancing drug and it works well, the answer is not to take two, because that is a recipe for you to be in the hospital.
That is something I think a man would do.
That was so good. I'm going to take two. No, you're going to be.
I'm about to kill her.
In the hospital. Don't do that, okay?
Wait a minute. Nate Turner says any erection lasting more than 3 hours, definitely go to the emergency room.
Yeah. Definitely do.
That would be so awesome, though.
Would it?
3
hours?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Drew says, how should you handle being ghosted on Valentine's Day?
Ooh.
Who would have you been ghosted, Drew? I need more information. Have you been ghosted on Valentine's Day?
My producer's shaking his head. You've been ghosted on Valentine's Day?
Chime in, sir. Producer.
We need you on this. Was this somebody you knew? Was it an online date? Because you remember, this is a R-rated, not past R show. Go ahead. What you saying?
You gotta tell him that.
Nah, I was it was one of my teen years, so you know how I used to buy a girl like the big car and that. So
teddy bear.
The big
excuse me,
bear.
I'm sorry.
And then listen, and I was coming from all the way out west, and I had to go take 2 buses, 2 trains, and I had all this stuff, and she just
she out with the dude down the street.
She just no. See, what happened was she got picked up. So instead of her just telling me that she couldn't go, she ghosted me. And here's the kicker. So I never spoke to her again.
Good for you.
So no, that's because she never had hit me up. A year later on Valentine's Day, why she called.
It's with an N.
Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Gina B's.
So on Valentine's Day,
thank you.
She called me to wish me happy Valentine's Day.
Wait, she called to wish you one after you had lugged all that shit over there?
She had probably been drugged through the mud by somebody.
She called me, and I'm just chilling. I said, hello. She said, happy Valentine's Day. I'm like, who is this? And then I called the voice. And then she was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Were you abducted? What happened to you?
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah, I definitely been.
That's horrible.
Leave with all the gifts.
And you're like, I've been praying for you. I've been praying that you got hit. Thought you got hit by a train.
No, I've never been ghosted on Valentine's Day.
Well, apparently ghosting is more common these days. Because more people date online.
Yeah.
People ghost. Ghost.
I would imagine they would. People ghost us on interviews, so I would imagine they ghost.
But you see the radio shows? They come, Jim, you went out with Amber, and she thought it was a good date, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, my God, she's a psychopath.
Right.
Seriously. One guy didn't want to go out with this woman again. I heard the audio. He's a very conservative guy. She was like, it was a great date. We kissed. He was like, so when they were talking, he's like, oh, it was a little kiss. They were like, why were you freaked out? She was her dad taught her how to shoot at like 9. Mm-hmm. She had all these animal heads in her place.
She had taxidermy.
And he got freaked out.
He was like, oh, hell
he's like, you're murdering animals. He's one of those dudes. Chancey Brewer, what did she say?
That's called fishing, casting a line to see what you can catch. I'm not sure what she's responding to. She got the Viagra coupled with anal. She was incapacitated for a year. Nate, what are you talking about?
Nate Turner is talking. Well, Nate Turner, keep in mind, people, we made a couple comments.
What are you doing to people?
Nate Turner played in the NFL. He probably saw some extreme things from groupies. It happens.
Yeah, but this is, now we're fast forward.
It's called experience. It's called experience. Anyway.
So, and this is, I'm sorry, we're talking about your fiance? What are we talking about right now?
What you got, Gina B?
Are you incapacitating your fiance?
Yeah.
So, all right. Sexy mistakes to avoid.
Ooh, what you got?
So, the overpromise, underdeliver trap.
Yeah,
okay?
don't do that.
Manage expectations, not disappointments.
If anything, underpromise and
overdeliver. Right? Absolutely. So don't, be like, yeah, baby, we're gonna get it in tonight and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, don't do that.
And the next thing you know, you're sleeping.
Yeah. Just say, I had planned to have a nice evening. It's gonna be romantic. And then you go ape shit and blow her back out. Anyway.
Right, but don't, fall asleep after 20 seconds of sex. I mean, that's not it's not romantic. And no foreplay. Don't do that. Don't do it. You will not have a date the next day.
Ladies and gentlemen who don't do a lot of oral sex, it's your time of the year. It's your time to shine. It is. That's different right there, right?
There you go.
Right.
And then don't ignore the aftercare, which is the post-date cuddles, the check-ins.
Wait, Reese, did you see me? She's like, the aftercare, this is me. What the fuck is that? Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead.
Nate would probably think it's a Neosporin. I don't know with all the...
As Tasha Young-Levy chimes in, jewelry works.
Jewelry always works.
Thanks, babe. I always need direction. That's my wife, people. Okay, we'll do that.
Jewelry works. I mean, yeah.
But baby, we just got by Christmas. It'll be jewelry. But it's the thought.
It is the thought.
Set up the level of expectation. See how I did that?
Yeah. You want to make sure that you're thinking about the other person's experience on Valentine's Day.
Meaning?
That's why you've got to think through the night.
What if you don't know? What if it's newer?
Well, I mean, if it's new, it's new. Then you're not going all out. If it's new...
I think you got to go more all out when it's new.
Really?
Well, again, if you've been in a relationship 5, 10 years, whatever, every year you don't have to outdo it, because if it gets mundane, any little bit you do is going to seem not... Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, you just need to know the person. So you have to kind of think it through. That's what I'm saying. Be careful about what the food you choose. Be careful that nobody gets too drunk. Be careful that, you want the evening to pace out.
But to Nate Turner's point, I do think if you're doing a good job in the relationship, you don't have to go so far out of the way.
Yeah, but then a few minutes later, Nate Turner says, just get some Viagra and do her in the butt.
And get some anal in. Shout out to Nate. He's going to have an awesome Valentine's Day.
I mean, I guess if that's your everyday activity, sir, then I treat my mom like a queen every day.
Hey, what you got? We got a couple minutes.
We got a couple more minutes. We got to close. Okay. So, well, Mrs. Critic says that jewelry works. And
I saw that.
She got pill cosplayed. Don't know what that means.
Is that Chuck Levy?
That's Chuck Levy.
Chuck Levy, what does that mean? What does the word say?
I need some more information about that. But then, so while and if anyone is thinking about a Valentine's Day proposal.
Ooh.
Okay. Like some people have been planning.
Yeah.
Just
make sure she's going to say yes. That's all that matters.
I mean, it is a little cliche because if you don't make sure she's going to say yes, then all of your Valentine's Day days going forward will be about you getting rejected.
And you're suicidal after that.
Absolutely. Then every time Valentine's Day comes up, you're like, oh, Jesus, that was
And in general, you pre-ask.
Yeah, you have to socialize.
You guys talked about it, what type of ring you like. If you're doing that, she's going to say yeah.
Yeah, well.
You got, don't just.
I personally don't recommend a Valentine's Day proposal.
Yeah. Lee Farmer, whoever that guy is.
Whoever he is.
He said joke.
Oh, joke about Bill Cosby. Oh, okay. That's what he's talking about.
Got it. Oh, he's talking about the joke. Oh, he's talking about.
She got Bill Cosby.
Got it.
Oh, I was like, what does that mean?
God, it was so slow.
Thanks, Lee.
Yeah.
I'm one of the ones that's always my joke. Did you get Bill Cosby or did you get R. Kelly'd?
Wow.
You know? Did you get drugged or did you get peed on? Or maybe you had a combination.
Maybe both. Maybe you woke up with pee all over you.
Don't anybody get any ideas about that either, okay?
This apple just getting stronger and stronger.
Isn't it?
You got anything else before you close this out?
So, just make sure that, first of all, you seem to have a semblance of a plan.
Yeah.
Women like when you have a plan. Don't just show up on Valentine's Day. Well, what do you want to do? You want some chocolate? Maybe I can go over to Walgreens and get you a box. No, plan it. Like, give her something good, something that does not have to be expensive, but make sure it is planned.
Unless she loves those turtles from Walgreens, then Jewel, you get those fucking.
Or, Ursula has a good point. Baby oil. So now I can add to that.
Now
did you get R. Kelly'd, Bill Cosby'd, or did you get Diddy'd?
Hey, if you show with some baby oil, fellas, and she smiles a little bit,
she's been to a freak off.
She's about to be on and popping.
She's been to a freak off.
I would push the envelope a little bit on Valentine's Day. If you're a couple who is, it's come in, turn the light out, she lays on the side, blah, blah, blah. I turn it up. You got to turn it up.
Yeah. Well, Chancey Brew's got the right idea.
Chancey Brew is ready for Valentine's Day.
For eating off of each other. Buy some edible underwear. Warm some oils for massaging. Wear some lingerie and some sexy underwear. Now, okay, let's get into. Okay, we have.
Let's watch that warming oil.
Let's also talk about lingerie. Let's talk about lingerie for a second. Okay, so there are a lot of men who complain that they don't enjoy what their women wear from a lingerie standpoint. Okay,
it's probably good that some of the women don't.
Now is your time to shine.
True.
Okay.
True that.
Now is your time for you to go out and procure the underwear that you might want her to wear.
That's an awesome point, because what I hear from, again, guys over 40 who date often is, women have their things that guys take for granted as they get older, right?
Yeah.
I hear guys saying the same thing. And ladies and men are very visual creatures.
They're very visual.
So.
But we will default, to be clear, we will default to comfort.
I'm telling women, leave that. Don't bring that fucking bonnet moo outfit to fucking bed on Valentine's Day. I'm just saying that's comfort. Don't do that.
And okay, so I would say this is your time.
Don't wrap that hair enough.
Go find something that she's gonna like. And gentlemen, know her size.
Well, no, I think she should do that.
No, he should do that because he wants her in it. So show us what it is that you want to see.
Fellas, this is what Gina and I have Now you can buy her lingerie as I've bought lingerie, but it's always been as an add-on gift, right? However,
what do you want to see? Buy it.
But I'm saying that women too, if you want the best performance out of your guy, you should show some effort into the evening as well. I don't think It's all about, let's just me lay here, lay here, lay here. First off, if you're not even married yet, this is where society has it twisted. We're going to do a whole show on this. Reese, you'll like this one. Young man.
Young man.
Men have figured out the dumbest men since the beginning of time. What women like because we want to have sex, right? If she likes chocolate, I'm buying chocolate. If she likes this, we buy it. And it's evident of all the babies born today, men from all walks of life have figured this out. If you want a ring, ladies, if you want a ring, you should think about what he likes because he's the one who goes out and buys it. And I think that is a lost art. So that's all I'm saying, and that's where that space was coming from.
I get it, but to Ursula's
y'all
point,
on audition.
wear a trench coat.
You better be auditioning, ladies. Huh?
Wear a trench coat. He knows what time it is. That's true. But if you are in a longer term relationship and you are like, look, I don't like what you are wearing to bed, or I don't like what you're wearing, then go out and get what you like to see, is my point. And know her size.
And buy one size too small.
Do not do that because you will piss her off.
Buy one size too small.
One of my friends, and she's so...
we like it a little tighter.
No, one of my friends, they got into a probably 2-month-long argument.
Really? 2
and
months?
I'll tell you why. Because she'd had a baby like 6 months earlier.
He bought her a Hooters
And he
outfit.
bought her some lingerie that was too small to give her incentive.
Oh, wow.
He's lucky he's still alive.
Did he say that?
Yeah.
I thought he would
He
say
is
something like,
lucky
baby,
to
I
be
like
alive.
tight clothes on you or
Because
something.
if she didn't kill him, I was about to. No, it was like, sir, like, you need to make your woman feel sexy where she is today. So know her size is my whole point.
So who said that?
Ursula
You got to
Harris.
read the name out for everybody.
I said Ursula Harris.
I just
They
told you
don't
say
care
that.
about clothes. Wear a trench coat. They will know what time it is.
Ursula Harris, I think that is awesome. See, that's some planning right there.
On whose part?
Hers.
Yeah, it's planning on her
But
part.
that's my point.
But
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get
he
it.
didn't have to say, here's a trench coat, don't wear anything under it.
No.
The woman who takes some initiative and shows off a little bit
But if
wins
you're
some points.
the one complaining, then you should create a solution.
I didn't say there was anybody complaining.
If people are complaining, create a solution.
This is an
That's all I'm saying.
enhancement day, people. An enhancement day.
Yeah, Ursula. That's right. Get her size, not your side piece's size.
Good point, Ursula. Guys, don't get the sizes confused.
Only don't get cute, okay?
Lee Farmers is smart, but they all wear the same size. Good job.
That's not what he's reacting
I'm just
to.
joking. I'm just joking.
He's like, that's a great idea with the trench coat.
How much time?
Where's
Are we
my
out of
food,
here?
honey? We're out of here
All
like
right,
last year.
so wait, I just want to, people have fun this Valentine's Day. Maybe you can let us know what you did. If you have any questions, any ideas, we try to keep it PG plus R here. Used to be wild. My wife has turned me into daytime TV. But folks, remember, planning, use all 5 senses when planning a good Valentine's Day. It is the thought that counts. You don't have to kill yourself. Men, stay within your budget. There will be plenty of times in life for you to spend more than what you want to spend. Don't let a day like Valentine's Day kill you. That's all I got.
Please don't. Yes.
We out here like last year. Thank you all for
are.
joining the show. Reese, we appreciate you. Show me and Gina B. You killed it like always. We see you guys next week.
Chime in on the Kris and Gina relationship page and let us know what you did for Valentine's Day.
Right.
Come by Wax Vinyl Bar if you want to hear some slow jams.
And share the show. If you
Yeah,
thought the show was
share it.
okay, I want you all to start sharing the show, liking the show. Say, hey, tune in. This show's pretty good. And I'll bring something real salacious next week. They'll be like, damn, that show was that. So next week, I think I'm going to go off the chain. It's going to be Chris Levy, 1998. See how she just tried to make me old?
He said
1998. Anyway, we out here. Peace and love.
Peace and grease.